Weatherford Farms, a lifelong neighbor of Stafford, is closing its doors. Jack Weatherford, third-generation owner and president, talks about Weatherford's beginnings and their connection to Stafford.
In 27, my grandfather purchased a nursery operation. It was what they call cut flowers. They were growing cut flowers in Houston and we're not doing a very good job of it. We're going out of business. And it was located at Rice and Richmond, which is over in the Galleria area. And in '52, they were basically completely surrounded in the location they were and needed to move. They found some property way out in the country, out here in Stafford, started slowly moving the greenhouse operation to Stafford, and that was around '58. And it has been here growing slowly but surely over the years ever since. While I was growing up, the city was growing up around us at the same time. It's been just a neat thing to say that you grew up with a city versus some people move into a city that's already there and they don't really see any changes.
3 generations have come through Weatherford Farms, and after all this time, Jack explains why it has to come to an end.
We're the 3rd generation, myself and my 2 sisters. It was more a fact there is no 4th generation coming along behind us. It's difficult enough for companies to go 3 generations, but to go 4 generations is very difficult. Not to mention that we are now in a similar area that my father was in 1958, in the fact that we are completely surrounded. Some of our production personnel are what I call our head grower, and other growers were retiring. It's very difficult to find new growers. It just came down to whether we want to do it now or 10 years from now, and we decided now was probably the best time to do it.
I was hired by his father back in 1986, right out of college. Worked there 33 years. I worked for his father, I worked for Jack, I worked for the sisters, Bridget and Jan. We've been together a long time, and in a way it's sorry. It hurts a little bit to see it go.
It'll be different driving down the road and not seeing Weatherford Farms sitting on a corner that's been here for so long. There's a lot of people in the city that have come by and said, I can't believe y'all are leaving because you've been here since I was a kid, and I drive down the street every day, and to not see you was just going to be a shock. So that kind of made me feel really good, and my sisters feel good also. My father, when I was growing up, said, if you wish to go into this business, you have to realize something, that it's 7 days a week, 365 days a year, because plants don't stop. We have put in a lot of our life, time-wise to this company, and all of us are going to take a short vacation, so to speak. We really want to just relax for a little while before we move on to whatever our next steps will be, but none of us are going to actually what they call retire.
Businesses come and go, but Weatherford Farms is no ordinary business. Its family and staff will always be remembered as neighbors of Stafford. We asked what their final thoughts and wishes are for the city.
I hope Stafford somehow remembers the farms. It's been 60 years. There's 60 years on this property. That somewhere, something will be left to remember Weatherford Farms by.
It has evolved to look like a big city, but up until this point, it still maintained that small town feel. And I truly hope that stays that way, because it's something to be treasured.
Stafford's like a family. It's a small community, everyone knows each other. I think it's going to leave a gap in a hole.
There's no way really to put it into words, but we wanted to thank everyone for not only what they did to help Weatherford Farms grow and prosper, but what they did for us as a family.
For Stafford Weekly News, I'm Fernando Ramirez.